Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Usama b. Zayd reported that Allah's Messenger, may peace be upon him, said, I stood at the door of paradise and I found that the overwhelming majority of those who entered therein was that of poor persons, and the wealthy persons were detained to get into that. The denizens of hell were commanded to get into hell, and I stood upon the door of fire, and the majority amongst them who entered there was that of women. Sahih Muslim 2736 Reference 49 Hadith 1. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Ibn Abbas reported that Allah's Messenger said, I had a chance to look into the paradise and I found that majority of the people was poor, and I looked into the fire and there I found the majority constituted by women. Sahih Muslim 2737 Reference 49 Hadith 2. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. This hadith has been narrated on the authority of Ibn Abbas through another chain of transmitters. Sahih Muslim 2737b Reference 49 Hadith 3. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Ibn Abbas reported that Allah's Messenger stated like this, he looked into the fire of hell. The rest of the hadith is the same. Sahih Muslim 2737c Reference 49 Hadith 4. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. This hadith is narrated likewise through another chain of transmitters. Sahih Muslim 2737d Reference 49 Hadith 5. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Imran b. Husayn reported that Allah's Messenger said, amongst the inmates of paradise the women would form a minority. Sahih Muslim 2738 Reference 49 Hadith 6. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. This hadith has been narrated on the authority of Mutarif through another chain of transmitters. Sahih Muslim 2738b Reference 49 Hadith 7. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Abdullah b. Umar reported that Allah's Messenger supplicated in these words, O Allah, I seek refuge in Thee from the withdrawal of Thine blessing and the change of Thine protection, from me, and from the sudden wrath of Thine, and from every displeasure of Thine. Sahih Muslim 2739 Reference 49 Hadith 8. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Usama b. Zayd reported Allah's Messenger as saying, I have not left after me any chance of turmoil more injurious to men than the harm done to the men because of women. Sahih Muslim 2740 Reference 49 Hadith 9. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Usama b. Zayd b. Harith and Said b. Zayd b. Amr b. Nawfal both reported Allah's Messenger as saying, I have not left after me turmoil for the people but the harm done to men by women. Sahih Muslim 2741 Reference 49 Hadith 10. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. This hadith has been narrated on the authority of Sulayman Taimi with the same chain of transmitters. Sahih Muslim 2741b Reference 49 Hadith 11. Sahih Muslim, the Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Abu Sa'id Khudri reported that Allah's Messenger said, the world is sweet and green, alluring, and verily Allah is going to install you as vicegerent in it in order to see how you act. So avoid the allurement of women. Verily, the first trial for the people of Israel was caused by women. And in the hadith transmitted on the authority of Ibn Bashar the words are, so that he should see how you act. Sahih Muslim 2742 Reference 49 Hadith 12. Sahih Muslim. The Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Abdullah b. Umar reported that Allah's Messenger said, 3 persons set out on a journey. They were overtaken by rain and they had to find protection in a mountain cave where at its mouth there fell a rock of that mountain and thus blocked them altogether. One of them said to the others, "Look to your good deeds that you performed for the sake of Allah and then supplicate Allah, the Exalted, that He might rescue you from this trouble." One of them said, "0 Allah, I had my parents who were old and my wife and my small children also. I tended the flock and when I came back to them in the evening, I milked them, the sheep, goats, cows, etc., and first served that milk to my parents. One day I was obliged to go out to a distant place in search of fodder and I could not come back before evening and found them, the parents, asleep. I milked the animals as I used to milk and brought milk to them and stood by their heads avoiding to disturb them from sleep and I did not deem it advisable to serve." Sahih Muslim 2743, reference 49, Hadith 13. Sahih Muslim. The Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Milk to my children before serving them. My children wept near my feet. I remained there in that very state and my parents too until it was morning. And, 0 Allah, if thou art aware that I did this in order to seek thine pleasure, grant us riddance from this trouble. The rock slipped a bit, that they could see the sky. The second one said, 0 Allah, I had a female cousin whom I loved more than the men love the women. I wanted to have sexual intercourse with her. She refused but on the condition of getting 100 dinars. It was with very great difficulty that I could collect 100 dinars and then paid them to her, and when I was going to have a sexual intercourse with her, that she said, "Servant of Allah, fear Allah and do not break the seal of chastity, but by lawful means." I got up, 0 Allah, if thou art aware that I did this in order to seek thine pleasure, rid us from this trouble. The situation was somewhat eased for them. The third one said, Allah, I employed a workman for Sahih Muslim 2743, reference 49, Hadith 13. Sahih Muslim. The Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. A measure of rice. After he had finished his work I gave him his dues, in the form of a measure of rice, but he did not accept them. I used these rice as seeds, and that gave a bumper crop and I became rich enough to have cows and flocks in my possession. He came to me and said, "Fear Allah, and commit no cruelty upon me in regard to my dues." I said to him, "Take away this flock of cows and sheep." He said, "Fear Allah and do not make a fun of me." I said, "I am not making a fun of you. You take the cows and the flocks." So he took them. 0 Allah, if thou art aware that I did it for thine pleasure, case the situation for us. And Allah relieved them from the rest of the trouble. Sahih Muslim 2743, reference 49, Hadith 13. Sahih Muslim. The Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. This hadith has been transmitted on the authority of Musa b. Uqba but with a slight variation of wording. Sahih Muslim 2743b, reference 49, Hadith 14. Sahih Muslim. The Book of Heart-Melting Traditions. Abdullah b. Umar reported, I heard Allah's Messenger as saying, 3 persons belonging to the earlier Ummas set out on a journey until they had to spend a night in a cave. The rest of the hadith is the same and the additional words are, a person amongst them said, O Allah, I had my aged parents and I served them milk before I served that to my wife, children and my servants. And in case of the second one, the words are, she avoided me until she was hard pressed because of famine and she came to me and I gave her 120 dinars. And in case of the third one, the words are, I invested his wages, and it brought profit and, as a result thereof, the merchandise increased and there was an abundance of goods. And he, the narrator said, that they got out of the cave and began to walk. Sahih Muslim 2743 see reference 49 Hadith 15.